Turk is possessed
Okay.
just now to fucking get a hold of you.
We're live. We're live. I was in a Twitter space. I got overexcited. I was arguing with Zionists. And then Richard Spencer joined, and I wasn't paying attention to the time. But I am here.
Welcome to 5 till midnight. There you go.
Welcome to 5 till midnight. Now let's talk.
Jesus
you know what?
Christ.
So,
all
so
I
let's
heard was
start this.
Alibaba, constantly in that bitch.
I'm in a lot of Twitter spaces, and I generally, you know, I
heard that's for the
they're
gays.
fun. I'm up, dude. I was on stage with Richard Spencer. Okay,
Yeah,
was
he's
pretty
gay.
sweet. What?
Isn't he a big Biden guy?
Is he actually gay? He is a big Biden guy. It's actually not that cool, but
okay, so he's gay.
Yeah,
is he?
dude.
Here's what we're going to start with today.
Gina.
We are going to look at what the ADL considers as anti-Semitic. Guys, remember we're on YouTube. Please.
Okay, well, don't forget Thomas Massey, and I quote tweeted this. He was one of the only congressmen to vote against banning anti-Semitic quote unquote speech on college campuses.
Yeah, I just saw that. That was dope.
He is a modern day hero, and I will say that till
Face.
blue in the freaking face.
If you're on Twitter, join the YouTube if you'd like. All right, so what's up,
You
gentlemen?
see all
How
our
are you
beautiful
doing?
faces. I'm doing fantastic. It was I missed Florida, although I was there last week when you guys were streaming. I was sitting there eating seafood with my wife, eating some Cajun seafood boil. It was good, but happy to be back.
Had a really funny episode. Sam's a tool.
Yeah, I think I jumped in the chat for like a brief second.
What? What are you
We
talking
had a real
about?
fun. We had a real fun episode, Kyle. Sam took it seriously and ruined all the bits. It was really fun.
Yeah.
We had a really good time.
Okay, so I think we're gonna have to
Shut
check
up
it
this
out.
week, boys.
Adam, I think you're on the wrong mic, Adam.
Maybe.
Sorry,
Yeah.
but
you're on the wrong track.
What bits were we doing?
I didn't ruin the joke. I made more bits. I created bits about myself.
I was being serious.
No, we weren't.
What?
Is that better? Is my microphone better
Yeah.
now?
That was a joke,
yeah,
man.
my-
Just to let you know.
My fucking stupid computer decided to update for no reason right now. So
Nice. Yeah, Sam was just, hanging out with the Zionists and Richard Spencer on an X Live or whatever it is. X
Yeah,
Live
they're-
sounds like a porn site. I don't know. Is that just me?
no, it does.
Yeah.
Okay.
X
don't
Live
really
sounds
like
like a
the-
It
porn
seems like
site
one of
though,
those. It seems
but they
like
don't
one of
know
those
they're
ones that you
being
get like
viewed.
tokens. Yeah, like you have to get like tokens to like get them to do stuff.
hey,
The ones that they always try to get you on the free porn sites.
yeah,
I don't
Yeah,
want
go to-
guys. Okay, listen. This is an anti-porn podcast. Okay, we are socially conservative males. We don't watch porn, right?
Yeah.
Aren't we all in
True, I
agreement. on that?
actually don't. But that doesn't mean we can't
Well,
have fun of it.
No, I'm not. I'm not kidding. I know that you guys probably do, but who
No, I don't.
watches porn here?
Well, I'm against Zionist control, so
Yeah.
I
don't
mean,
think
well,
any
you know
of us
what?
do.
There was the one soldier who just so happened to be a porn star. They had said that somebody tweeted this out and I retweeted. They said two paychecks, same company, the IDF and Pornhub.
Oh yeah.
It was
Yeah,
something I completely butchered it, but it was funny. It's
The
fun.
guy who owns Pornhub is like a rabbi. He's like a part-time rabbi.
So I looked that up. He's not the guy that owns it. He's like, but he's high up there.
Mm.
He has stake in it. No.
What?
Doesn't he have stake
Okay,
in
no,
it?
yeah, Pornhub and the IDF, yeah, two paychecks, one employer.
Yeah, it's fucking wild.
Yeah.
Did you see that post today? It was who destroying Western culture more, and two of the answers were Jews and white women.
Dude, how do you pick?
It's two in the same coin. You know? Two
What about
sides.
okay? So what about Jewish white women? Should we just fire up the
That's-
Zyklon B or something for them?
I've met one of
That's
those
just
before.
banned.
That's getting us banned on YouTube.
I
was
said,
it.
I
That was
said
it right
Zyklon B. I did not say anything about harming anybody.
I don't think it matters.
You don't think we didn't make any Austrian painter references yet, but I guess I kind of gave that up right there.
There you did.
Oh.
There it is.
We're checking all the
There it is.
boxes.
Yeah, I think the only thing that could unify people who hate Israel and people who hate Gaza so much is the Eagles on a Sunday, because this town is just, no matter what, I hate it because I'm a Giants fan. I hate it, but like it's fucking, this whole entire town will put together their differences on Sundays for the fucking Eagles, or today for the Eagles. It's crazy.
Well, you know what's funny is
Oh, yeah,
that I hate
The Eagles.
sports, But I've always made the point that like it's kind of good to have like apolitical male spaces where women, for the most part, are kind of gatekept and people don't talk about politics or anything like that, because I think that really does bring people together and it gives.
Oh, it
people
definitely does.
Yeah, I think it's a very, very good thing. So, I may joke and say that I hate sports, but like I think it's a good thing for people to get together and in kind of like events like that. Same deal with music too. But people can be political in music, but like still, most people aren't going there to have like a political message be preached onto them when they go see music or something like that. For the most part.
Kyle, you gotta do me a favor. One Sunday afternoon, just do me a favor. When the peak of football, so like 3:00 in the afternoon, go on Sports Center, ESPN, any of their like social media pages, and they're so woke and in the zeitgeist of the agenda. They are posting like female WNBA and like college basketball posts, and and go read the comments, and it's just football's on, football's on, football's on. It's the funniest
Instagram comments on NFL or any sports is like the most savage like comment section in the world. Like doing their Black Lives Matter stuff. It was like you look at the post and you're like, these are clearly like the PR firm is ran by liberals. You look at the comments, it's all like
dudes,
right wing conservative types just slandering the shit out of them.
Instagram comments in general are insane, dude. They are insane.
But like Typo, it doesn't have to be. It's not even like conservative people in the comments. Just people are like, I just want to like talk about football. It's not even like it's like people are just tired of it. Like they're like, I'm
it's
here
like
to watch
football.
Like
I don't care.
Right.
I don't care about whatever team won the fucking WNBA championship 6 months ago. Like, I don't give a shit because I didn't watch it then. And I don't care about it now. I don't care that the big LSU, or I think it's LSU, the chick from LSU is failing her classes and is now getting suspended from sports. Don't care. Football's on. I don't care.
Post that on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Friday. Actually, not even Friday. Post that on Tuesday or Wednesday.
Sam, what are you eating?
Burger King double cheeseburger.
You fat fuck! You fucking disgust all of us here.
Hey, zoom in on this.
Everybody,
I can't see these. I can't see the statements.
I can't see the racist statements on my screen. Sam.
No, I can't see them either.
Yeah, it's pretty far away.
How anti-Semitic are we? He comes out of a live space with Richard Spencer. Now we're looking at Jew stats. So what's going on here, Sam?
What's
all stats?
This is the ADL website, guys.
Okay, so percent of Americans who say the following statements about Jews are true or false.
And by the way, they think that all of these statements are anti-Semitic statements.
Okay, yeah, Jews stick together more than other Americans. So 70% of people say mostly somewhat true. I really don't think that's specific to just Jews either. Like, I think
and why would that be a bad thing?
Yeah, no,
why is that a bad thing? Right.
Black people like to be around black people. White people like to be around white people. It's in-group preference. It's part of human psychology. It's a feature. It's not a bug.
Yeah.
Right. It's like a safety. It's like, oh, we look the same. So it's like an immediate safety thing, almost a comfort feeling, whatever it is. Yeah.
I was talking about this at a wedding this weekend. So I went to a wedding and it was no. Just the
fucking Luke's talking phrenology and shit. Or Luke
goes in there like, man, have you seen the nose on that?
It was my cousin's wedding, so it was extremely white, right? So he goes in there
and says, "You know what we should talk about? The Jew."
Luke becomes DiCaprio from fucking. Luke starts acting like Django from like DiCaprio from Django. He's like the skulls and the implants in their skulls.
Goes full on Kanye. There's so many things I love about. I'm not gonna say it. Yeah.
See, but it wasn't any of that, but this was the context of what I was talking about. I was like, if I walk into a bar and it's like pretty mixed, like it's like every type of person in there, it's not like a lot of one color.
I just walked right out in that point.
No, I'm like, all right, I don't feel weird. But if I walk into a bar and it's a whole bunch of white people, I feel awkward. Like that shit's intense. It's intense when you walk into a bar and it's just a whole bunch of fucking white people.
Oh no, I never felt that one.
But I grew up in Phoenix, Arizona. So like 90% of the bars that I go into, it's a healthy mix of Hispanics, blacks, whites, everybody.
All right, liberal. Now, from Jose, I can't stand watching sports, but I'm glad people get enjoyment and community from it. I say the N-word with my friends to fill that void. Me too, man. Absolutely. I'm glad that we can all agree that that's a better thing.
You don't say that shit.
So
no, obviously I don't. But you're the liberal, so you know what?
What Luke said reminded me of a story. I went to a soul food restaurant when I lived out in Cleveland, and it was all black people in the restaurant. And I was there with my ex and her nieces, and the one stood up and she started shouting something. I didn't understand what she was saying, and she said it like 3 times. And the third time I finally caught her, she said, "Look at the hard R's," and she's like 3 years old, pointing, saying this in a soul food restaurant. And we're like, "What are you doing?" Thankfully, nobody noticed. But yeah, everything was good.
Thank God.
Mike is superior. I also
that could have been bad for you. We might not have known you.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. The food was really good though.
Might not have known.
Restaurant, man, that place slaps.
Oh yeah, dude. Okay. Jews in business go out of the. All right, bitch. Fuck you. You read.
All right, sorry. You said in the next one. I started scrolling on. I'm not a good podcast producer.
Just read.
Jews in business go out of their way to hire other Jews. 53%.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
I don't think it's a bad thing.
This is like popcorn.
It's not a bad thing.
I
agree with that. That's anti-Semitic.
If you go to Hooters, are you going to hire guys or are you going to hire women?
Women.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
exactly.
Like you hire people that are similar to you in other ways. So if you have an identity that's
and your values,
regardless of what
if you own a business, especially a small business, if you own a business, you're gonna hire people that you get along with. Generally,
yeah, people that don't steal.
So white people.
people.
Well, I mean, dude, like, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah,
guys, like, Jews are more loyal to Israel than America. I mean, guys, have you heard what Ben Shapiro says?
Okay, that one's a problem.
I mean,
that one is a problem.
Some of them
I would actually agree, sort of, with that saying that
well,
group of people are more loyal to.
But only 39% of people believe that.
Yeah. Well, but look, if you're saying that all Jews are more loyal to Israel than America, then yeah, that is a problem. I mean, that's
yeah.
But
no, there's a lot of Jews who don't give a shit about Israel for sure.
Right.
Well, I mean, you look at all the anti-Zionist Jews who are protesting against Israel's treatment of the Palestinians right now.
Like,
so, I mean, that's just a short example.
And it's different by sect, right? Like most of the Orthodox Jews, because if you're an Orthodox Jew, if you're a real Orthodox Jew, you're not like in Israel because like Zionism was invented in the 1800s. So it's like
and it goes against everything that you're about.
Yeah.
Jewies. I'm fucking retarded.
But here's the one that really gets me. Jews do not share my values. Guys, isn't Jewish a religion? Isn't that a value system? Like, by definition, if you're not Jewish, they don't share your values.
They're
right?
also the only.
It depends on how you think about the question.
They're the only group that religion somehow gets lumped into like culture with them, as in like you just go like I'm Jewish, like I'm Italian Catholic. Right.
No, it's an ethnicity.
But is it? How is a religion an ethnicity?
Yeah, okay, so this has always been ethnicity. This has always been very confusing for me. So like a Jewish is a race of people and it's also religion.
Right. It doesn't make sense. It's
absolutely.
Look,
I disagree.
If you're going to say that Jewish is a race, you got to pick one. You don't get to be white then. If it's another race, you're either white as your race or you're a different one.
Aren't there different kinds of Jewish people? Like there's Ashkenazi Jews, and isn't there another kind?
Sephardic, and there's a few others as well. Sephardic, there's also Ethiopian Jews, and those guys are like they got like some of the similar.
There's also
like,
Christian
stuff
Ethiopians.
that some American blacks got.
Yeah,
like,
there's a lot of Catholics in Africa. Like a lot.
Wait, are Jews white?
I mean, Ashkenazi Jews are white. Yeah,
I see that as a big debate on Twitter. I don't really know.
Right. But Sephardic Jews are Middle Eastern, and they would be considered white by the U.S. Census. But a lot of people would say they aren't because they're Arab. But I think Arabs are white mostly.
No, Arabs are. No, they're not. What?
Arabs are.
Well, by the U.S. Census, Arabs are white.
We have a slur for them. I know we have a slur for them. So
we have a slur for plenty of white
everything.
Yeah, freaking Dago. You wop.
It doesn't, but no one. It doesn't bother me.
Those are white slurs. Those are what white people call other white people.
You could call me any white slur. I'll just laugh. They're hilarious.
And they're not real. Like they're not real anymore. They used to be. They're not.
I'm gonna be honest. If a black person came up to me and called me a cracker, I would probably laugh my ass off.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. It's hilarious.
Jose called a black friend of mine. Do you mean the N-word? Oh crap!
I think it does.
That's not good.
He's canceled. He's canceled.
Okay, wait. Okay, this one too.
No way.
Jews have too much control and influence on Wall Street. Look,
all right, well now they're getting some points, okay?
Now you're the bread and butter. Now we're doing the noticing.
This is like okay. You're like conspiracy.
We're going down the list.
You know, like conspiracy iceberg at the top is like aliens exist, and the bottom's like pedophile dungeons. Now we're getting to the bottom of this.
So, but like the thing, sure, like maybe this belief, like Jews have too much control and influence on Wall Street, like maybe that's anti-Semitic. It probably is. But the thing is that like colleges say this about white people having too much power and influence. So why is it like, what's the disconnect?
We're not allowed to say it about them.
Not.
Yeah, that's why, idiot.
Because one's what?
How do you not get how this works by now?
No,
you guys are liberals, man.
We're only allowed to speak upon things that they deem necessarily to speak about. And if you make an obvious connection to another group of people, they're like, well, now you're racist. And they go, oh, okay.
Yeah, right.
That's how it works.
I mean,
because you're white and colonizers, but I think the Palestinians would argue that the Jews are also colonizers.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. Seriously, because like Ashkenazi Jews, like American Jews, they're white. Ashkenazi is European. That's what Ashkenazi means.
And all their leadership came from Europe, and that's like another thing that they claim Europe is just a bunch of colonizers.
Yeah. Also, Benjamin Netanyahu is apparently not his real name. Changed it to sound more Middle Eastern or something.
How does it sound more Middle Eastern? Netanyahu.
I don't know. It must be like a Sephardic, which is Arab Jewish.
Hey, Netan.
Oh, dude, I love this one. Jews are more willing than others to use shady practices to get what they want.
Okay, I mean the bottom ones aren't cool. The bottom ones are like wrong. Jews have a lot of irritating faults.
I mean,
Jews are not warm and friendly. That's not cool.
No, dude, come on. No,
it's also not really true.
Let's just be honest. Dude. A lot of stereotypes are true.
Okay, but this one's not. That? I don't think that Jews are not warm and friendly. I think they're pretty friendly. They're just nasally.
These are not honest people to do business.
I feel like that was more I feel like the nasally comment was more anti-Semitic than the question.
That's anti-Semitic. I'm sorry. Do they not sound like that?
Who's they?
Yeah, who is they?
What do you mean by they? Why do they sound nasally, Sam? Why?
Sam thinks every Jew's in New York Jew. It's like every Jew's like, I'm
from the Northeast.
Like a Woody Allen Jew.
Man.
Actually, there are a lot of Woody Allen Jews in New York. That's actually true.
Yeah, they're my favorite kind as well.
Sounds like it just sounds like Sam saying they have big ass noses all the time. That's what it sounds like to me.
Dude, I mean, look at mine. Who am I to freaking look at that profile?
I can't judge either.
Wait, are you a Jew, Sam?
I have part Jewish blood, yeah.
Dude, it's 4 to midnight. Get out of here.
I'm like,
it's 4 to midnight.
I am literally like 1/16th Jew, like one of my great
it's like that Cherokee shit. No, you're not.
Nobody gives a fuck.
No,
come on, fucking Elizabeth Warren, get the fuck out of here.
That's enough for me. Put them on the
It's
train.
more than Elizabeth Warren, okay? Also, it's not like I want to be, okay? Like I'm admitting this here. I'm not bragging.
Oh, you're a self-hating Jew then.
Yes.
Dude, my dad tried that shit forever with the he's like technically he's like, I think I'm like 1/16th. You're not 1/16th any Native American. Shut up. And I would argue with him all the time about like proving it. And he's like, no, I could prove it. And then he couldn't. And I was like, yeah, because you're wrong. and that's dumb. So stop saying that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm Polish, so there's a possibility that I might have some Jew in me, but I don't know.
I'll put some Jew in you, boy.
We can make some. We can put some in there.
I walked right into that one.
Yeah.
Okay, widespread belief in anti-Jewish tropes at rates unforeseen for decades.
Well,
Basically, they could have just said, noticing has skyrocketed.
I could think of a higher decade of Jew hate, but that's just me.
Over 3/4.
Yeah, anytime before 1945.
Yeah.
Like literally centuries. Centuries of Jew hate. Like they're like, oh, we've been cool with it now for the last 60 years, but now it's crazy. There's crazy Jew hate. And it's like, there's been centuries of this.
Gary Goldman has a funny line where he goes, he's like, it's like he's Jewish, and he's like every 75 years or so we have to just pick up and move where we live because people get mad at us.
Why are they getting mad at us?
Okay, so it's, you know what, they're getting close. It's going to be 110 here soon.
Yeah.
They've overstayed their welcome.
That was the most anti-Semitic thing. Oh, again, you notice how Sam has the illegitimate
over the time limit.
Realize how Sam has the illegitimate scholar thing again.
I do, yeah. The reason is that I needed the backdrop, and then I went back. Although I did make the 5 till midnight thing.
What a bad guy.
It'll be fixed. Check this out. Here's your proof.
Oh, dude, don't.
No
you gave them your fucking. No one cares. You gave them your DNA willingly.
Posting this publicly.
Did you piss in a cup to do that?
No, I gave them.
Now they're gonna make lizard babies with you.
Guys, they already had my
lizard
DNA.
babies.
It didn't matter. Do you understand? Like, we were in the Marine Corps. You think the government?
Yeah, I know. That's what I say.
You think the government?
That's what I say all the time. I was
DNA?
like, they already have all my shit. Like they got that shit on file.
Not your DNA though.
They're
your DNA laying around.
Oh yeah.
Dude, yeah.
Oh yeah, they do.
Wow.
Yeah, they do. It's in some fucking chamber where they're trying to reincarnate retarded babies.
Dude, they're not going to go to
go
my
fight
DNA.
wars.
They don't need that shit.
Because I don't know. I mean,
they don't want mine either.
I'm not gonna. Also, I read a lot that was like some guy sent in his lizards and they came back like Ashkenazi Jew. So I don't know. Like that's true. Like someone really did that. Like they sent in like the lizard's DNA. I swear to God, look it up. They sent in like the lizard's DNA just to see if it was bullshit or not. And they're like, oh yeah, it's like part European, part Ashkenazi Jew. Like all this is like it's a lizard.
No.
So
what website did you find this on? Like the Daily Stormer?
No, it was a real thing. It was a real thing. Some guy
was it in like what was it? The Guardian? Like what are we talking?
This makes
years
sense,
ago.
dude. This makes sense. All the elite and power, lizard people, possibly Jewish. I'm just saying, dude.
They do say that they are different species. I saw that thread on Twitter. They're like, we're the hybrids of
so do the
Nephilim and
LDS.
human.
So do the Incans. Lots of groups of people say this.
The LDS have a lot less fucking believability when it comes to that, though. Your fucking religion was founded in 1920. Which,
but origin stories of like different peoples it's very common that they have some sort of like origin in like gods and stuff.
Yeah,
it's
you
very,
gotta make yourself feel better. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You gotta make yourself believe that you're important.
It's a myth. Yeah. I mean, that's what they are.
Yeah.
I mean, the Anunnaki.
Well, I believe this one.
I mean, the wrapped head things. Wait, you believe it?
The DNA thing that Adam found is proof enough for me. So the story that he saw,
I think the story was more of them claiming 23andMe is bullshit than it was.
That's
lizards are Jews.
That there's lizard people among us. That's what I took from an Adam.
No. I meant
that's
no, that is also true, but that's not what I meant by the story. The story is like 23andMe is bullshit.
Yeah. Have any of y'all gone a deep dive into like the grays and the blacks and the whatever it is for aliens?
Of course I have. I'm
okay. But what do you believe more? Do you think? So like the grays, like they're the ones that we are most likely seen, right? Or the ones that we see the most often. They're the ones that we depict the most, but they're also shapeshifters, or is that a different? Or the lizards are the shapeshifters?
After listening and reading upon like hundreds upon hours of all this shit for years of my life because I had nothing better to do, especially when I'm on the road, it's really fun.
God, it must be nice to be a comedian.
Yeah, it's not. But this is what I think. I don't believe in aliens as what they say. I don't think they're from off world. Like if that's what they are, if they do exist, if what we see, I think they're either interdimensional or it's like from interplanetary, like Hollow Earth thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
Alex
alien.
Jones strikes again, bro.
I don't think it's like I don't think it's like off-world bullshit. I don't buy it. It also, I feel like goes against God.
Where are you going with that?
I feel like it's like if you believe in God.
Oh, y'all believe in God?
Yeah.
No.
I am a Catholic.
Dude, not one of these.
No.
Not
off.
again.
Off.
Starting off.
Okay. You're
not gonna trick us again. Only because I got tricked last time.
You again.
Fucking
And I'm not
douchebag.
gonna trick you again.
So you can eat grapes or the fuck weird thing you're gonna eat.
I'm not gonna watch a video that just like boosts minorities and shits on my people. Like I'm not doing this again.
The other one I have didn't do that.
Sam's like, check out the super base video. Just some guy being like, white people are stupid, right? And we're like, what the fuck?
that is what? It's not a freaking Patton Oswalt comedy set.
Dude,
very
he
funny.
sucks.
Dumb shit live though. He's very funny though.
He is funny.
when
When Trump was president, I stopped watching his specials because it was like 30 minutes of Trump.
Yes,
and I was
if
just
he
like, dude,
stays out of politics and he just does bits, his bits are very funny.
Oh,
A great bit about like killing George Lucas with the shovel because he ruined Star Wars. Like he has a lot of really good bits, dude. Patton Oswalt's a very funny comic. I just hate him as a person, which is
also
half the comics I know and like.
After.
I hate his people, but are very funny. Pete Holmes. I think Pete Holmes is very funny. Like I think he's goofy, like as a stand-up, and I kind of he reminds me of Neil a lot, my co-host in Cult of Us. But just a lot of dumb shit lib. Like a lot of these guys are just dumb shit libs, and like I can't. I was saying this the other day at the gym. It's like I can't just not. I'll never like anything again. Then I'll just never like anything. I'll never like a movie show. If I just stop liking the dumb shit.
Wait, time out. What gym do you go to? Because every time we do this podcast,
I talk crazy
about
shit.
this at the gym.
I talk crazy shit because people just know me now, and then they're like, "What do you think about this?" Or like it's gonna be for comedy questions. It comes to me for like crazy world questions.
Adam's just like on a fucking treadmill, like Alex Jones is right. Like,
you know what I was talking about today?
They're interdimensional beings.
I was talking about today at the gym how like World War II was like half a scam and like Hitler fucking lived in Brazil. He escaped. He's not dead. He didn't die in Europe, Sam. You idiot.
Argentina.
My wife was telling me she had a patient today that was absolutely insane, and apparently she alleged that she was JFK's husband. I'm like, oh my god, please tell me this lady just fucking QAnon her. And she looked at me like I had six heads. I'm like, no, because the conspiracy with QAnon is that that JFK is still alive and he wasn't assassinated. And no, unfortunately, she wasn't a QAnon. She was just batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, alien racist religions rabbit hole is a wild one. I think they're mostly Fed concocted, though. That would be, I mean, especially with them coming out and like declassifying alien shit. I was like, man, now aliens aren't cool anymore. Like, this sucks. I kind of wish they would come and invade.
It's when you start to like think about how the U.S. government was adamantly like, not only are aliens fake, but you're gay for fucking thinking that, like, you know, and all of a sudden we're from that to like, hey, it's real, it's all real, and it's like
I don't believe them anymore.
When have you ever done that?
And I just don't like Air Force pilots. That's who you walk around and show us. Air Force pilots, like, come on, bro. I don't believe those fucking guys for a minute.
This Roosh guy, whatever, right now, he's controlled. I want to say opposite. He's just controlled position. They're sending him out just to fucking, you know, say what they want to say. Like that's insane. Like my point is
kind of going. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that, like they're gonna like kill Julian Assange for showing us that like the military kills people. But this guy isn't.
Yeah. So why would they tell her
that? If saying if you believe what they say is true, could completely shatter worldview and could make people mass suicide themselves. That's okay. But fucking the guy who's like, the military does some crazy shit. They're like, get him. It doesn't, you know. Because that's real, right?
It doesn't make sense.
It's real, and the alien thing is fake. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
I believe in Project Blue Beam through and through. Like that, I'm a very adamantly believe that they're going to hit us with a fake alien attack within the next 10 to 20 years. Like, I'm serious. Like, that sounds crazy when I say it out loud.
Awesome.
But like it's just gonna be a different type of false flag, right? That's all it is.
I hope they get like Ridley Scott or like Michael Bay to do the, you know, graphics for that. I think that'd be dope.
Chiefs scored, so fuck you, Sam. But yeah.
You
go fuck yourself. Don't talk.
Yeah, shut up.
Wait, no, you go fuck yourself. I thought Luke was backing me up. You go fuck yourself, Adam, and you go fuck yourself, Luke. Kyle, Typo, you guys are still cool.
You're good.
No, I just wanted to bring up Adam shared something in the chat earlier this week, and it was the Smithsonian or I don't remember who it was, but it was the aspects and assumptions of whiteness and white culture in the United States. You remember that whole thread you sent to us, Adam?
Oh, dude, it was wild.
Yeah,
it was wild. So it was wild. It's in our Discord, or not in our Discord, in our fucking group chat. But I saved the pictures because I am an autist, and I was like, I'm going to be thinking about this for months, and I'm going to bring it up every chance I get. So it just goes back to the thing at the beginning, the questions about Jews for the ADL. But this is a aspect and assumption of whiteness and white culture in the United States. I just want to read this first part. Yeah. White dominant
for context, the Smithsonian put this out.
Yeah, Smithsonian.
Just for context.
So
for
can you what they put out
there?
What?
Oh wait.
Yeah, I got it on my phone too. White dominant culture or America. Whiteness.
What's this?
God damn it! It's like fucking herding cats. What?
I'm with you.
What's the Smithsonian?
All right.
Like, what is that?
The Smithsonian
is that a museum, bro?
Yeah, it's like the National Museum for
the big museum?
American history in DC.
But like the big national.
Oh.
It's like
the organization that runs all the museums. Like they have like dozens of them. They're awesome. They're like Natural History Museum.
But
the Smithsonian is
Museum.
though. But within the Smithsonian also is very fucking like conspiratorial. Like they don't hold.
It's very Vatican-esque.
Other museums, yes, they don't have to follow the same rules as other museums. They don't have to like locate where their money's coming from. I think I'm not quite sure about, but like it's a lot of things.
Yeah. And they have like a whole bunch of exhibits like hidden.
Yeah, like let's say
they have millions of artifacts.
They buy up a whole bunch of research. Yeah, they also buy up like whole bunch like whole archives and stuff to like never release to the public, and shady.
It's very
Anyways, this white dominant culture or whiteness refers to the ways white people and their traditions, attitudes, and way of life have been normalized over time and are now considered standard practices in the United States. And since white people still hold most of the institutional power in America, we have all internalized some aspects of white culture, including people of color. I just love that the first one that they use, this first example, is rugged individualism, and it's in a way that it's written in a way like it's bad. Like being an individual is bad.
All of this is written that way, though.
Primary unit. Yeah. The entire thing. The individual is the primary unit. Self-reliance, independence, and autonomy highly valued and rewarded. Individuals assumed to be in control of their environment. You get what you deserve. Hell yeah, you get what you fucking deserve. You fucking. He's like, God damn. I hate that this right here. Like, I don't know. Like I say, I'm a anarcho-capitalist and all this other shit. You know, I'm kind of on the right wing of things. But the most absolute down to the core I am is a fucking extreme individualist. Like, shit is your fault. Mm-hmm. I don't care that, you know, the fucking lefties are out to get everybody that believes this way. You have to make the fucking choices that you have to make to do shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a shit. Like, it comes down to you to a certain extent. The only way anything's going to change is if you start changing shit. And so the fact that this is used as a bad thing is insane to me.
Right, because they want us reliant on the system, obviously, which we all know, right? So, I'm just, again, preaching to the choir here. But, like, it's that thing of, like, oh, you like to work out and have your autonomy? It's like, yeah. Do you not? Like, do you not like to have autonomy? It's a wild way of phrasing it.
It'd be more funny if like the people who are actually holding the power, who believe that like idiots like us hold power, which we don't, actually believe this stuff, and they believe this stuff is bad, and they think that you're doing something wrong if you want these normal things that are literally just our culture. Like, this is our culture. and it's being demonized.
But Sam, they're trying to change that to where this is white supremacy or whatever they're trying to say, right? Where it's like
absolutely,
but
exactly what it is.
Right. Well, it's basically like the Marxist goal, right? Where basically like you have an oppressor class, you have the oppressed,
right?
Where like we all on this panel are considered oppressors because we're white guys in society, so therefore, the idea is that we're supposed to have equity and everything's supposed to be equal all amongst all planes, but the fact is that like all of us aren't equal to each other and we're not equal to ourselves on different days. So like just this idea that rugged individualism is bad for people. It's so ridiculous. I was thinking about this earlier today. I slept like shit last night and I had a little bit of a headache throughout the day today. And I bitched for a little bit. Yeah. But then like, I was like, somebody just needs to like call me a pussy and tell me to get the fuck over it, because that's probably what I need more than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just say it to yourself a couple times and you're like, oh, my headache's gone.
Like they're writing this because they look at us like as the last line of their obstacle. Like we are the last line of their obstacle of stopping their bullshit agenda. Like guys like us or women like us, like that individual. So in their minds, like they're trying to outlay the agenda of the new world or whatever the fuck they're trying to do. They're like, we need to get these autonomous dudes out of the way because they're not going to let us do what we want. But we need cheap. And they ain't cheap. That's the whole fucking thing. That's all this is. So they're going to try to drill anybody on the fence to believe that they're fucking racist to become sheep. That's all this is.
Yeah. I just thought that I was like losing my mind when I was reading it.
The history part where it says heavy focus on the British Empire.
Yeah.
Fuck the English Empire, by the way. I hate the English Empire.
Well, it's like even if you want to like
live in an Anglo country. Like,
if you want to study where our country came from or anything like that, the history of how like we came to America, and it's like, oh, actually, that's racist. Like what?
History.
The communication, the communication part says the King's English, and it's like, yeah, no shit, bro. Like, what the fuck? Where do you think this fucking country came from?
Imagine Italians being like, we shouldn't speak Italian here. They'd be hung by other Italians. Like, it's like the family structure one pisses me off the most out of all this, actually.
Oh yeah,
that's one that bothers me most. It said the 4 bullet points here is so it's this family structure. The nuclear family, father, mother, 2.3 children is the ideal. 2 to 3 children, I guess, is the ideal social unit. A husband is breadwinner and head of household. Wife is homemaker and subordinate to the husband. Children should have own rooms, be independent. Imagine writing that.
Want a polycule to raise multiple children, then you are a racist.
Imagine writing children being independent as a bad thing. Like that's how they grow up to be fucking good adults, is to learn independence and like and help guide them along the way. Be like, hey man, like the sooner you learn this, the better, the easier it's gonna be for you. Because if you get baby too long, it's gonna be a rough adulthood, as we all see now how many baby adults there are. And this is like no, they shouldn't be.
Right? It's best for the people who want to have control over people. For them to defend on them.
This whole entire thing is to sheepify anybody on the fence who might be like, I don't want to be racist. That's who this is for. And any lefty already. That's who this is for.
This only works on people that have a weak moral fortitude. I mean, but unfortunately, that's most people.
Who they're targeting.
I think,
and it's who they're creating.
They know they're not going to flip us.
Have a heritage.
And but the other thing is like that family structure right there is what led to one of the biggest wow. Damn. Tell me something. Whisper nicely next time. No, the whole point of this is the family structure that they're saying right there was the exact reason of the economic fucking skyrocketing of the black family in from 1860 to 1960. It was insane. And it was because of that family structure right there. And it totally flipped their entire culture around after what fucking white people did to them for a few hundred years. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it fucking completely changed their whole aspect.
Yeah, the family structure, maybe besides like the last one with the children having their own rooms, is literally the family structure that has brought us to the point we are today. I mean, this has been like what the family structure was all throughout history. There has been like very, very few exceptions to that. But what is like the founding of Western civilization is this family structure. Maybe besides the children having their own rooms, just because people were more poor back then.
Right.
But
yeah,
it's just insane that they're demonizing how human beings have lived on this fucking planet for generations. That's the bad part.
Well, I think the question should be then like, okay, well, what is your proposed like ideal family structure then at that point? Because I can tell you right now, if you're proposing like, polyamorous families where you have multiple men and women living together, taking care of kids. I mean, if you got to tell me that, like, I have to, exactly. That's my point.
That's not their thing. Their thing is what they think it should be is a village raises the child.
Right.
It takes a village to raise a child. And I wanted to bring up the most fucked up thing. The most thing that fucked me up in the head here on this is the emphasis on scientific method, objective and rational linear thinkings. I was like, what the fuck? Like that should be
cause and effect relationships.
Yeah, no shit.
They're straight telling you, don't think about anything. Just listen to what you're told. That's exactly
okay. We should read all three of these together, though. Objective, rational, linear thinking, cause and effect relationships, and quantitative emphasis.
That's literally just
said numbers are bad. Concentrating on actual quantitative
thinking,
quantitative
evidence any problems is bad. Thinking
that's
if it might be wrong is bad. Questioning anything is bad. That's all this is.
Yeah. And so then I just want to go back to what we were just talking about. I just had to bring that up because I kept seeing it in the corner of my eye and I was getting more and more angry as I read it. Rational linear thinking is a bad thing. But Sam, you had a show, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but you were talking about this guy that you were like reviewing his fucking show. He was getting interviewed or something like that. He has a book. Yeah, he had a video, but he has a book that came out, and he's whatever the fuck you are, an anthropologist. But he was talking about he was talking about
about the Kung people, right?
And he was like how family units worked, and you're like this, or how hunter gatherers and shit worked. Like that was the point of it, and you're like that's not necessarily true. So this is how I just wanted to bring that up, and Sam, you can go into it a little bit more right after this. But this is how they think, Kyle. They think that the village should raise the child. Not every parents don't have like parenting and individual parenting. There shouldn't be individual parenting rights.
Yeah, there's no such thing as individual rights.
Yeah, are you saying they have no autonomy over their children?
Right.
Yes, basically. It's exactly what's going on in Britain right now with that little kid that it started back in February. I don't know if you guys saw this. She had like a fucking, I think we talked about it briefly, Typo, but she had like a, some kind of disease, and it was very hard for her to live. And she was like born in the Italian government, and the Vatican said that they would have doctors that would try to operate on her so that she could live. But the British government and parliament, and it went through their parliament and court system, and they were like, no, fuck you. Like, you're not taking this kid. We don't care if she has citizenship in Italy anymore or the Vatican. We don't give a fuck. The prime minister was in on it. And she ended up dying this last week, actually. And it's become a whole big thing because it's like, where are the parents' rights to be able to move this child to get medical treatment when the courts are stating that it would be too gruesome or it would be too much on the child? It's basically stating that it's child abuse to go get this treatment for this child. So it's like this kind of whole scenario where all this is culminating all at once, and that's why I've kind of jumped around different subjects. But it's basically, it's in essence this, where they think that you as an individual should have no individualism, that everything that you do absolutely affects everything that everybody else does, and they have no recourse for that. So what it should be is, as a group, we have to make decisions together on what you do as an individual. Right. And that goes all the way down from what your career is to how many kids you have. And there's a lot of people that are making the anthropological argument. I don't even think that's the right word. The anthropology argument.
No, that's fine.
And the hunter-gatherer argument that this is how it's always been in the history. It wasn't this family structure that we're talking about. It was historically the village raised the kid, not the individual parents raised the kid.
So what's true in that is that this was even true in the 19th century in the United States, is that children, instead of going to school and being with an age group, they would be with a mixed group of children, and they would interact in the community with people of all different ages, of older people, different experiences. Right. And so, yeah, that part is true, both of hunter-gatherers and of our society until very recently. And I think that's good. But it doesn't mean that, like, the parents didn't have the right over the children. I mean, like, early colonial history, parents had the right to, like, punish their children. I think, like, there were laws on the books. I don't know if they were ever used, but, like, a parent could put their child to death in certain cases.
Jesus.
Which I don't think it really happened, but there was a technical law for it. I'd have to pull that up because it's some old ass stuff. But, like, no, the parental rights are essentially absolute. Like, they were absolute. And there's a few very particular areas of like extreme locations that, because of their extremity, like, they have an extreme solution, like in places in the high steppes where land is really hard to find. I think it's a place in or around Nepal. It's like near Tibet, that area. There are places where a set of brothers will share one wife and share bringing kids up because it lowers the population. And this was a way for them to fix the problem of land being split up over time. But these are extreme situations. And I mean, that video, it's on my channel, Illegitimate Scholar, but it's like, this guy is just like, takes a particular group of hunter-gatherers, identifies particular aspects that he likes, ignores others, and draws these vast conclusions from it that are, you know, really palatable to a modern audience that thinks a certain way. And people just don't look into it. I mean, it's lying. But because there's so many diverse groups of people in the world, and you can look at them and see what you want to with how you judge them, then you can basically argue anything from an anthropological perspective. It's not a science. They say it's a science. It's not a science. It's a humanities subject. It's based on argument. All of it. Yeah. There's no facts in anthropology besides chromosomes, which the modern anthropologists deny, which should show you what kind of field it is. Okay, I'm done.
You're saying if they could.
Can you explain that?
Yeah, what do you mean they deny chromosomes?
No, there are anthropologists that deny sexual dimorphism. So there are a lot of mainstream anthropologists who deny that there are innate differences between men and women based on their biology.
Would they deny that there's differences among race genetically?
Oh, definitely. 100%. It wouldn't even be on the table. You would be racist for asking that question.
Really?
It's so
even like medical terms, even in like medical terms, when like, you know, there's like higher chances of black people that have like heart conditions.
No. Medical anthropology is a thing, and they would totally acknowledge those. Yes, actually. Sorry, that is true.
Okay.
But going into
like, damn, dude, that's crazy.
Like other behavioral things, like in a different field, but medical anthropology, which is a specific subfield, which is a very useful subfield, which there's a really interesting story about them. Like, a medical anthropologist had to come in, like, doctors couldn't figure out why these people had brain eating disorder. I think I talked about this on your show. And the medical anthropologist came in and was like, talked to people, basically asked them the right questions, and figured out that all of the women were dying because they were the ones who were cannibalizing victims and eating brains, and the men weren't eating the brain. So all the women were getting this degenerative brain prion disease called Kuru.
So if
gnarly stuff. Cannibalism is common. Shout out Sony.
If there is a genetic difference in medicine to different races, is it safe to say that your brain developed differently depending on your race?
Well, I mean, look, the logic is
hey, we're not allowed to have cause and effect arguments, Typo. That's racist.
I'm just asking, is that there's psychological differences amongst races? Because
Dante has another question. Genetically speaking, who has a higher chance of committing a felony?
Probably, I would say, you know, originally before I met Adam, it would have been me, Typo, or Sam. But now, after the last few episodes, I'm going to say Adam.
Fair.
Adam's like, you know, I can be a felon and have a job, so I'll just do whatever.
This by JC. The two comments back to back are really good. He said it takes a village as a bait and switch, as if to imply that centralized welfare bureaucracy should raise the kids. And then right afterwards, he said the same progressive welfare. Huh? Yeah.
That's not a village.
He said historically we had exactly. Yeah, we had cohesive communities and extended families helping to raise kids. And that's what that whole thing meant.
Agreed.
Yeah, dude. And I'll tell you this right now. Like, just being from a small town, like, okay, you can make this argument that it's like, oh, it's the village that needs to raise the kids. But most public teachers that come to my school and like my little small town, they are not from this community. Right. They go to this. They usually live in a city, go to college, and then the first job they can get is they come to a small town and get a job because they have little to no experience, so they can't get to like a bigger city school. So they come in
like, we can go teach the retards in the sticks.
Yes, basically, and that's how they act. That is exactly how they act. That is exactly how they act. That is exactly how they treat the people of this community. They get frustrated when the board here, who is made up by the people of this community, side against them and like say things like, no, you're not going to allow some fucking dude in third grade to dress in the same locker room as my child. Right. They get fucking frustrated when you start doing, they get frustrated when parents start coming to the board meetings, these teachers do. And they're not from this community. They are not.
The FBI called them terrorists, remember? They were arresting them.
Yeah.
Right. And I've been on the other side of this because I've been in these meetings as a teacher in a rural community with people that don't live in that community. Like, and that's how they feel.
It's a big problem. What I notice in like little small schools with their school boards is it's not necessarily like the people of the community that are taking over the school board. It's people that moved here because they're the man or the woman is a teacher in the community and they're here long enough to get elected to the board. And it's like, why not elect a teacher to the board? You know, like they know what they're doing. They're part of the school board. Then they get taken over. And now you have literally people not from this community like dictating what your child is taught in a community where they're not from at all.
Yeah.
It's this. Speaking of the raise of the village for a child and all that stuff, it's like this is how autistic libertarians are. I have a tag for a joke I have where I kind of lead into like, hey, you know what they say? It takes a village to raise a child, right? Because I'm trying to get to a joke, and in multiple libertarian audiences that I've done, they'd be like, no. I go, shut the fuck up. This isn't your time to just start yelling that out. This is the bit. I'm doing a bit. Shut the fuck up. Stop having autism every 2 fucking seconds. Libertarians. Everything isn't about your real feelings, idiot.
You're asking too much, dude.
I'm on stage doing a bit.
What's a bit inside of a bit, Adam? Now you can expect the fucking autism and be like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
The amount of people that turned on me and Luke because we were defending Kyle Rittenhouse in his trial, that they were like, well, he simps for the cops. And I'm like, dude, he's 17.
Right.
He's never been exposed to Rothbard at fucking 17. Like, for God's sake.
The kid shot a pedophile in the face. He's a hero. What are we talking about? Give him the fucking what are we talking about? No,
I think we got to be careful with that on here.
Let me see. He shot a pedophile.
I'm with you. I agree with you.
That's actual just facts. I didn't even say anything.
I know it's a fact, but maybe it's a little anti-Semitic. Who knows?
Pull up that comment from Dante.
Yeah. Did we already talk about the Argentinian?
You can take that off there, Adam. You can take that off.
It's an Argentinian Zionist.
Sam's controlling all stuff.
Sorry.
Yeah. I think it's pretty great that he got elected based on his message. I think
moving on.
So we can all talk. Without being in a little box to the side of the
Argentinian.
You didn't tell me what you said. Take it off. I didn't know what it was.
Your clothes, you faggot. This is totally off topic. I don't know why that reminded me of calling you gay, but I saw the green text repost, like the from 4chan, whatever, like the BB
green text. They're called green text.
As I said, the green text thing. Yeah. So
but they're just called green text.
Whatever. Shut up.
Okay. Said it like
you were train of thought. It
Sorry,
was
right.
It was get called out for being a fag, go to court because you're so instead of having your ego, you had to go to court for it. The guy who takes you to court proves all your faggotry, and then you go to jail. And then all the people that love your work is blacks and gays from prison. It's about Oscar Wilde. I thought it was very funny.
That's hilarious.
Hilarious about that. He did get arrested for being a fag, right? Isn't that true? Like he did get arrested in England for being gay, and then like, wasn't that a thing? I think that's why. That's why I think it was.
I don't know the story of Oscar Wilde.
I think that was true. That's why I laughed so hard at it. I'm pretty sure, like he was like a closet gay dude.
We don't even know if it's real. We're just like,
no, I'm pretty sure. That's why I laughed so hard and brought it up. I'm like, I was almost positive this is a true story. Look at Sam, fact check me, but I could swear he's like a closeted gay dude. And someone was like, "Yo, you're fucking gay," and he's like, "No, I'm not. How dare you? That's slander. I'm gonna sue you." And the guy went, "Bet," and then he just brought all of his poetry as evidence. And then Oscar Wilde defended himself in court and made it gayer. They're like, "Yeah, you're guilty for being gay." That was like a crime.
They used to be a good country.
I'm pretty positive this is true.
I mean,
we don't like you faggots around here.
We got 2 minutes, by the way, guys.
Yeah, bro. Hold on. Yes, I am right.
Okay, but yeah, I mean, look at this guy.
Imprisonment. Fucking yes.
He looks like Tucker Carlson almost.
Dude, I mean, that is a gay man. That is a dandy, right?
I see Tucker Carlson.
I
feel like a lot of them look like that.
By the way, guys, anyone who wants to hang around can. I'm going to switch over to Illegitimate Scholar to stream Kill Tony, and I'm going to be trying to convince people, because it's allegedly true that William Montgomery was involved in the death of Jimmy Buffett, starting right after this.
Jesus Christ. Nobody cares about fucking Jimmy Buffett. Go fuck your grapefruit.
Jimmy Buffett.
Kyle, you and I are enemies now. That's what's happening. You and I are enemies. You make your crappy screamo music, and you're going to sit here.
Hey.
You're going to sit here and trash talk a legend.
Mediocre at best screamo music, okay?
Oh, is it actually screamo? I thought you played like metal.
No, we play like alternative, or I would say like alternative metal.
Hold on, I am right.
Well, that's why I said screamo. It was like the wrong thing. No, yeah, we believe you, Adam.
I looked it up though. It's really fun. So he sues this guy, Regina, right? His last name, and then it was proven with like such evidence that Wilde was gay that they charge him for sodomy and gross indecency.
Jesus
they put him in
Christ.
prison for 2 years.
All right,
they said, "You butt fucker."
And this is even funny because his friends were like, "Don't do this." They're like warning him like not to sue this guy because they're like, "You are gay." So just let it go.
You're really a faggot. You don't want to do this.
But yeah, so that was
before we end, what do we think of the Argentinian libertarian?
He is a Zionist. I don't like him.
Look, he's a Zionist, but you could still say that it's a good thing that Argentina.
That's what I'm Kyle, that's what I'm saying. I agree.
Like, his foreign policy is absolute dog shit. He's a retard on China. He's a retard on Ukraine. He's a retard on Israel. But
he's not just a Zionist. He wants to convert to Judaism. Like he's basically an Israeli puppet.
Is he going to get rid of all the faggy ministries?
Not just
Argentina,
convert to Judaism, but go to Israel.
He knows who's in charge, dude. He knows who's in charge.
He is playing for the bosses. He's showing his new bosses. He likes.
Okay,
it's a very libertarian thing to do, to be honest.
Well, yeah, no, Sam. If you're right that like he completely just cucks for Israel and doesn't do anything he said, that I think all the people who are like sucking his dick right now should absolutely say like, "Hey, we were wrong about this." I don't have a strong opinion because I haven't watched shit of him. All the videos I've seen, I'm like, "Oh yeah, that seems cool," but like I don't have a strong enough opinion. I guess we'll see. It's a good thing that you have. Yeah. You have a anarcho-capitalist president now in Argentina. That's awesome. But once again, he's a Zionist in 2023, and he said, like, we have to support Israel in these times. And like I said, he's a retard on China too. And like, I have.
Let's see how much he spends, baby.
We're never getting.
Let's see how much he spends.
Yeah. You know, we're never getting the Ron Paul guy again. So just let it go. So the fact that this guy won is
for president today.
Spends.
Install Scott Horton as the King Emperor, as ANCAP Generalissimo Scott Horton today. That's what I want.
Yeah. No, it's
imagine Scott Horton as the president. Could you imagine those presidential addresses?
Dude, that'd be long.
And then right at the very end, if he's like, "All right, guys, I gotta go skate."
Yeah, I was gonna say, now I'm gonna do
with his Dr. Yeah, with his Dr. Pepper.
Now I'm gonna in on this fucking sick rhyme. Let's talk about foreign policy.
All right, I guess we should do plugs because Sam's gonna get out of here.
Oh well, it's like 10 minutes. Just do your thing, man. Yeah.
No, it don't matter to me.
Yeah. Go ahead, Adam. Yours and Kyle's are the most important. Us three plebs don't give a fuck.
Go check out the Cult of Us podcast, please. It's available everywhere. Just comedy, no politics. Go check that out. Again, come see me do comedy. I'm on the road. I have a bunch of places coming up. But since this is mainly a libertarian thing, I'm doing at least 4 conventions next year so far: Minnesota, Georgia, Florida, and California. So I'll be at all those. Come on out. We're doing comedy at them. It's gonna be a good time. So, and
Adam's not even really a libertarian. He just gets business through the party. So
yeah, I'm actually a sick progressive liberal. It's just a long con I'm playing.
It's worked out,
right?
All right, Kyle.
Yeah, so you go ahead and find my band, A Common Crown, at acommoncrown.com. We're going to be putting out a new single here probably,
nice.
I'm hoping within the next few weeks. We haven't quite got an update, but we're writing new music. So springtime, we'll definitely have some new songs in our set list and hopefully some new material as well. And I'm looking to hopefully move out of our little corner of southwestern Pennsylvania. And in Liberty and Health and Cognitive Vigilance, we're going to be having on some interesting guests over the next couple weeks. So yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, just biting the bullet. We'll have a new show this week coming up. We didn't have one last week. I had a wedding, so that'll be out.
William Montgomery.
That's all I know.
William Montgomery allegedly killed Jimmy Buffett. Check out Unfit Statesman. Typo was just on it. Anybody else?
That's it.
No.
Did William Montgomery do it?
Yes.
I don't know, dude.
Jimmy Buffett deserved it.